Basketball.
What's up?
Remember last episode where you started the episode off mumbling basketball?
Basketball.
All right. What are we on? Episode 599. Crazy. All right, here we go.
We are the New York Knicks. I'm back in the New York groove. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New York. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks taking no shorts. It's
Hey.
like winter.
What's going on?
New
I'm about to jump on a work call. What's up?
New York be about the Knicks, huh?
Oh, the scanner thing? Okay, I'm accepting it. Is it free? Okay. Go, close the door.
Maybe I'll just stop.
Okay, thank you. Hey, can you want to just start again?
Yeah, let's do that.
Sorry, my son came in.
No problem.
We are the New York Knicks. I'm back in the New York groove. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New York. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks taking no shorts. It's like winter. New York, New York. New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is
K-N-I-C-K. Everybody say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go.
Everybody, welcome to the New York Knicks podcast, part of Dash Radio. This is episode 499. I am Jay. How you doing, Mark?
You sound, Jay, kind of as dead as our hopes and dreams.
Do I sound that dead?
You sound a little dead.
That's pretty
I mean, so
dead.
do the Knicks, but you do sound a little dead.
It's been a week. Wait, let me get ready for this. Okay, I need I need to cope with this week. It's been a week.
Oh my God. It seems like the Knicks now are 25 and 22 or 25 and 23 after losing last night. We are coming back to earth. Instead of a parachute, we're holding an anchor, and we are falling fast, and it's getting worse and worse, and the season's about to fall off a cliff.
All right, we're jumping right.
Do you know the
into
Knicks
it.
were like 22 and 21 at some point last year? Or like the halfway point, basically?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The Knicks are a playoff team when they're fully healthy, but they are not deep, and they can't absorb any injuries, especially to their best defensive players. As soon as Mitch went down, it was downhill, and now that IQ missed a couple games, it's like,
We missed one game.
but he's going to miss next game.
Is he going to miss next game? Did they already announce that?
Probable.
IQ's dead, isn't he?
He's not definitely missing, but it's probable. But
It's
even if he doesn't, the Knicks can't.
the inside scoop that the reported injury is probably worse than they're saying.
Well, they don't have a Noel this season. Like, as much as we like Sims and as much as we like Hart, they're not nearly as good defensively, and it's a layup line for the other teams when Mitch is out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would help. Like, IQ has been playing great defense, and not having him last night against Toronto was just another issue.
Right, you
the
got
Knicks-
Fournier instead of IQ, which is a huge downgrade in defense. So between that and Mitch, it's just too much.
So, in the last week, Jay and I and some other friends went to go see the Knicks play the Wizards. That was a travesty. And then we saw there was the Hawks game and the Toronto game. The Knicks scored in the three games. They scored 105, 124, 116 points. Is the offense the issue?
I mean, that's a decent amount of put. The scoring is up in the league this year, but that's not, it's not like they're scoring under 100. It's the defense.
Yeah, it's a good amount of points. I mean, people are acting like all of, at least in Knicks social media world, it's a travesty that Obi Toppin has been playing more minutes. We have to go get more on Obi. Nothing against Obi, but if you score 116 points, getting another guy out there to play more offense wasn't the issue. The issue is you played jack shit for defense.
Their defense is a mess. But at least, so we went to the game. We went with Martin, Alex, and the Doc, show regulars. And
Is Alex really a show regular? He's like, may never been in the show.
Brink. Well, we have a comedy show, Brink of Sanity, and Alex has been on that like 20 times. So,
Not in the last like 10 years.
anyway, so we went to the game, and
I'm just kidding. I'm just giving shit for no reason. Yeah. No, it was everyone was great. It was fun.
by the way, shout out to Rob. We met him. He was really cool.
Rob,
and his
long time
wife.
listener to the show, came to meet us. It was awesome meeting him. Yeah.
So, yeah, we can say we were there for the turning point of the season because Mitch played 9 minutes. We didn't even really see what happened, and then we're just like, "Why is he gone? Why is he not coming back?"
So the time before I went, I saw the Knicks play Dallas the first time, where the Knicks lost by 30, and then from there won on that 8-game winning streak. And so I saw that turning point. And now we went to the Wizards game, and I saw the Knicks like just kind of inch towards the cliff and jump off of it.
So you were there for both. You bookended the Knicks' good run.
Right. I'm going to go to another Knicks game. I'm going to take my son to another Knicks game. Haven't figured out what game it is, but whatever. I guess I should go really soon because the Knicks need to turn things around soon.
Yeah. So we also.
Okay, Jay,
I want to thank.
I'm going to name some. Go.
I want to thank Porzingis for being healthy enough to beat up on the Knicks and then immediately get injured for a couple weeks.
Jay, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to name basketball teams, and you stop me when you think the Knicks are going to win a game.
Okay, well, real quick, Anthony wants to know: did we hug or did Jay shake hands? So I shook hands. I would have.
Why didn't you hug me, Jay? Jay, I have known you for a long time. We talk all the time. You would not give me a hug?
I will hug anybody who offers, but I am not going to initiate the hug in case it's not wanted. So
what if if I open my arms up, would you give me a hug?
Yeah.
How long would you stay there? Would you squeeze tight?
I like to go 3 seconds after it's uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you, if I went in for a kiss on your cheek, would that be okay?
No, but I might reciprocate by blowing in your ear a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll talk more about these games, but okay. Jay is hugging me tight right now. Cleveland, Boston, Brooklyn, Los Angeles. You'll stop me there?
I'm stopping when these teams are worse than the Knicks.
Miami.
No, is that what we're doing?
Stop me when you think the Knicks are going to win. This is the schedule. This is the schedule coming up, Jay.
Which LA?
I'll start again.
Which LA?
These are the games the Knicks are coming up: Cleveland, Boston, Brooklyn, Lakers,
maybe
Miami,
Lakers. Maybe Lakers. Although they're
Miami.
playing much better lately, but maybe Lakers.
Miami, Clippers, Sixers, Orlando.
Maybe Orlando.
Come on, maybe
Orlando's
Philly.
playing pretty good lately.
They're not playing terribly. Philly.
Jonathan Isaac's coming back after 3 years. No, really, he hasn't played since 2020.
Is he really coming back?
Yeah, he's coming back this week.
Oh wow.
You know how everybody the Knicks played was injured? Now everybody who the Knicks are playing are healthy. And it's a big difference.
Yeah, I'm wondering. The Knicks had so many games against teams where the players were out. Maybe what we thought was a really good team was a team that was getting awfully lucky.
Could be.
A little bit.
Did you say they were awful?
Martin.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Martin.
What's going on?
Yes,
they're
terrible.
We were just talking.
I think they're finally being exposed for the flawed team that they are.
We were saying that the Knicks had a lot of games against teams that had injured players. Maybe they were winning a lot because they were really good, or maybe they were winning a lot because the other teams just didn't show up.
Yeah. Oh no! There goes my audio. Yay!
You can't hear us? Martin comes on for technical difficulties. Are you sure I think you're just on mute, Martin. Martin, you're on mute.
No, I know I was on mute, but I lost the audio.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm good now. Let's ruin the show. Let's ruin it bad.
Let's ruin this shit, just like the Knicks are ruining my hope and dreams.
I will say it all went downhill when Robinson got hurt. Not that he's an important piece on defense because Sims is horrible. He's the worst.
He has the best plus minus in the whole team. They really need Mitchell Robinson healthy.
Yep.
Sims.
What's Jericho Sims' plus minus? It's got to be like a minus 50.
I don't know. I mean, Sims and Hart. By the way, Isaiah Harrison's supposed to be a good shooter. I've never seen a guy miss so many floaters. I don't remember when he's hit one.
Close in. Close in.
Close in. They're like within 5 feet. He misses every
How many
one.
baby hooks or baby, drop shots did he miss the game we were at
Oh my!
week ago? It was awful.
I don't know. I was getting dizzy
Bunnies,
from,
as they say.
So
At
I
the
have
game
I have the plus minus. Would you like to know
Sure. I was gonna say
For
as the game.
Sims?
for the whole team? But yeah,
Oh, you can do that also. I was gonna say just throw in this line. The game we were at, I was getting a little dizzy because I watched Julius Randle do a turnaround jumper over and over and over again. Before I was gonna throw up.
It was brutal. And they were all
And
panic shots.
generally, Randall's not been that. Randall's been good this year. Do you
Just
know?
that game.
Yeah, that game was pretty bad. But do you know this was crazy? I saw this. Randall, where do you think Randall ranks in total points in the NBA?
Well, he hasn't.
Not average, but total.
No, he hasn't missed any games though, right? So
Right.
So that'll put him up there. I'll say 8.
Fourth in the NBA in total points, behind Doncic, Tatum, SGA, and then Randall.
And Luka's missed a couple games.
Yeah, I mean, Luka's
Luka's in there
awesome.
lately.
But it is impressive that he's and total rebounds. He's not even a center. Where do you think he ranks in total rebounds in the NBA?
He gets a lot.
He gets a lot of rebounds.
7.
Does he average like 8 a game?
He averages like almost 11.
Is it 11 now?
I think
He's like an automatic double these days.
he really is.
What Jay? I'll go with Jay. 7. That sounds about right.
He's second in the NBA in total rebounds.
Wow. Who's first?
Sabonis.
Dennis Rodman. Oh, so close.
So close. But yeah, he's played every game. He is the one thing I gotta say about Randall. He's almost never injured, and he's he's the toughest dude. He always is on the court and giving. He may not make the shots, but he does, and like he spends maybe a whole season not playing defense. I don't know where my point was.
What's his free throw percentage in the last 5 minutes of a game?
I think 12%, where the team average is.
Yeah.
I mean, the team is so goddamn bad at shooting.
They go to the line a lot.
They go to the line a lot. They do go to the line a lot, but they can't goddamn shoot the basketball.
Yep.
You know the Knicks are. Where do you think the Knicks rank, Martin, in shooting percentage, in field goal percentage? That is.
I think Jay said 28th when we went, so I'll say 28th.
Oh yeah. They're 23rd. And where do you think they rank in 3-point percentage?
Oh, maybe that was 28th.
3-point percentage. The Knicks are 25th. They cannot shoot the basketball.
I'm surprised they're not last, to be honest.
And where do you think they rank in free throw percentage?
20th.
21st, which is surprisingly high for what I would have thought of the team. They're so bad at shooting. And on defense, this is interesting. I saw this today. So let me find this. Hang on. Where do you think the Knicks rank in? Where do you think the Knicks rank in opponent 3-point percentage?
God, I wouldn't know. I mean, they had that really good defensive stretch. Now they've kind of spit the bit with Robinson being out. I'll say they're top 10.
Knicks are third in opponents' field goal percentage, and in opponents' 3-point percentage, Knicks are 5th in the NBA. But one thing that's interesting, they're 5th in opponents' 3-point percentage, which means they give up a very low percentage. Where do you think the Knicks are in opponents' 3-point percentage made?
Just volume made?
Just volume made.
I guess it's bad.
So oddly, the Knicks are 5th or whatever, 4th, whatever I said in 3-point percentage. They're 26th in 3-pointers they actually give up.
That's interesting.
A lot of second chances, right?
I mean,
I guess
it's also
that's just the style of defense they play. I guess they give up a lot of good 3-point looks. I don't know.
I mean, a lot of looks.
What does that
Everyone's
mean?
going there firing threes against them, basically.
I mean, I don't want to keep harping back on the game we went to, but it was fun. There were a lot of where they would double and they couldn't come back and rotate around.
Of course.
The ball moved. And as Porzingis said, I didn't have to, he had his way that game, but they just moved the ball. The Wizards moved the ball a lot. And then without a big man that can play D, they're fucked.
They do this drop back coverage thing where they basically rely on having a center that can be a rim protector. When you don't have that kills them.
Well, they don't have a replacement for Robinson. That's the problem.
They do way too much doubling. when they really should not double as much. If you don't double, then maybe like they won't have kick out 3-pointers. They also they always basically drop off the 3-point line and then they have to like close out, but that kind of kills them. They basically their goal is to prevent you from scoring in the paint. Yes, they don't do that either. So
Jay, what were you gonna say about?
And last, I'll leave the stats in a second. But where do you? Sorry, Jay. Where do you think the Knicks rank? Knicks are known for defense under Tibbs. Where do you think the Knicks rank in steals, which is an important category?
They're probably 21st.
Last in the NBA in steals.
Yeah, we didn't see many.
They don't get a lot of steals. Apparently, just
You going somewhere with that, or
what's up? What's up, Jay?
yeah, Zoom froze for a second.
Don't worry, we're just gonna do this rest of the show without you. Personal foul. The Knicks are 17th in fouls.
Okay, because like if you were high in steals, I wonder if you're higher in fouls because you're taking risks going for, swipes at the ball.
Where do you think the Knicks are in blocks? I mean, they do have Mitch. Where do you think they are in blocks?
With Mitch, they'll be high. I'll say 7.
I'm gonna
23rd.
say, yeah, I was gonna say,
Wow.
because
He's the only one, huh?
Yeah, nobody else.
He's the only one that gets blocks. The Knicks have a lot of problems on this team.
Well, shooting in a shooter's league, if you don't have shooting, it's a problem. They don't have a go-to 3-point shooter.
No, they don't.
I thought it was might have been Grimes. Grimes has been missing a lot of shots lately.
And it was supposed to be Fournier, who
He played yesterday. What the hell was that about?
he played 29
Because
minutes.
they were in Canada?
But with his spotty minutes, he's shooting really bad. He's only shooting 31% for the season.
How's he supposed to expect to be consistent if he ain't playing?
And McBride,
So you think
I think has hit one out of his. No, I don't think he's hit a shot in his last 3 or 4 games.
McBride?
Yeah.
No, he hasn't hit a shot since he was born. It's been awful. I mean, every once in a while he hits a shot. I'm like, okay, he's feeling it. He's going to finally be good. I don't know why he looks like Michael Jordan in G League games and looks like Michael Jordan's mom in regular games.
It's your typical AAA player, right? Like
quadruple A kind of.
Yeah, like awesome in the minors, and once you come up to the majors, you're exposed.
It just shows what a big talent gap it is. I mean, even for every stage is like a Division I college basketball player who is mediocre would destroy you. You wouldn't even score on him.
Right.
But then he wouldn't even make the NBA. And, it's every step is these people are way better than people give them credit for. The worst guy in the NBA is ridiculous.
The worst Division I college basketball player could probably torch any average Joe.
Exactly. There was of course I saw this video on TikTok, my favorite social media platform, where they had this guy this player who was dunking, showed how unbelievably skilled the guy was, and then the commentary was this guy can barely get minutes in the G League. Just to let you know how hard it is in the NBA.
The only one that, well, I guess Bol is playing well this year, right? And he was in the G League for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Other guys play in the G League and actually end up pretty good. The Raptors, they send guys down.
They use that as a feeder system, yeah.
Right. The Knicks should, any guy that's not getting minutes with
Warriors
Knicks,
too. Warriors have a couple guys too.
Anyone's not getting minutes should go down there and get some minutes. I mean, so Obi probably needs more minutes. Why don't every once in a while you let Obi go 35 minutes in the G League just to get in rhythm and get his confidence back?
Because he's a good cheerleader.
Yeah.
He should be a Knicks City dancer.
What is that guy Savi even doing on the bench? Are you just are they just play are just they put a piece of paper down and go sit on it, and this is your only use to make sure this paper doesn't blow away?
Well, I mean, there's always guys on the team that aren't going to play. You can't expect 15.
No, you can't expect a 12-man rotation, I guess is what you're saying.
No, but you could send those guys to the G League so they you can develop them. I don't know what's the point? Why are they on the roster if you're never going to play them and you're not going to try to develop them?
They're like quintuple injury insurance. They're whatever. I get your point as far as Obi and McBride.
Yeah, fair.
Svi
More
and,
of those guys.
Svi and Ryan are they're just to fill out the roster.
I'm fairly certain Svi and Ryan, Asa, whatever. If 13 guys,
Giacchino, that guy,
whatever. Yeah, I think if 13 guys on the roster on the team, if 13 guys on the team die, they still wouldn't play.
So to answer your question from 25 minutes ago, Martin, 16 guys have played for the Knicks this season, including Trevor Keels. Where do you think Sims is in plus minus?
Gotta be last.
Yes. He's last with minus 42.
By the way, he hasn't looked good the last couple games. Since Mitch has gone down. Before that, people were like, "Got to play Sims. He's got to be developed. Like, where's his minutes? He's so awesome. He's as good as Mitch." People going on how good he was. Now he's getting minutes. They're like, "Oh, wait, never mind. He sucks."
He is on pace to have the highest field goal percentage for a season of any player ever.
Honestly, you would have thought he would play for Team Mexico because Ole. That's all he does. He plays Ole defense.
He's not terrible on defense,
I
but
don't know.
he's not Mitch.
The last couple of games, I've seen him get torched, just blown by. Arms up, but doesn't matter.
He does fall for pump fakes a lot too.
Yeah, and he's a foul machine.
Yeah.
So
Were you annoyed that so people were really annoyed last night that Fournier got 21 minutes in this Raptor game?
no, because they had to change something. I said this to Jay the other day. We were chatting. Gotta change something up. You just can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different outcome, especially lately. Try something different. Why not?
IQ was out. They were like, well, if IQ is out, then like McBride should play the 20 minutes. The guy was on the bench. He shouldn't play still. I was like, well, the guy is we need offense on the bench. Your only guy on the bench who gave you any offense wasn't playing. Try someone else out.
I'm okay with him going to Fournier. I mean, dude's making a ton of money. If someone's having a shitty night, like honestly, they should have pulled Randall the other night, and they did eventually because he was having a rough time. He couldn't hit a shot. Sometimes it's just not your night,
Yeah, Fournier is having an off season, but he's proven that he can score. So
can't play defense.
I'm not. He can't play defense. He's bad at defense. But like, yeah, I'm not like totally mad about that because IQ was out.
No.
It's not like Randall was out and he played Fournier. Like
No.
a guard was out, so he played a guard. Like it makes
The
sense.
other
You're
thing
paying
people-
him starter money.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
okay.
That's
It's
it.
okay to use him.
The other people are raging about was that Obi Toppin only got 11 minutes, and he was 4 for 5 from 3.
Yeah.
He had 14 points in 11 minutes,
Mhm.
which is obviously not bad. And they were raging, how could he only get 11 minutes against the Raptors?
Well, I'll say this. I mean, if he's hot, you play the hot hand. I've always been a fan, and Tibbs is an old school kind of coach. I figure he play the hot hand.
So
Mitch had a pretty good game also. Like, I mean, it's not Mitch. I mean, Randall had a pretty good game also.
Yeah,
Randall
was
was
good
23
last night.
points, 19 rebounds, 8 assists.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Toppin didn't necessarily deserve his minutes.
He's also a paper tiger, though. Let's be real.
Toppin
a
or
lot of-
Randall.
Randall. A lot of the
No.
times he'll fill out stat sheets and they still lose by a lot. So
Do you think they can name the whole team the New York Paper Tigers? Because they all kind of are.
pretty much.
I mean,
I know Randall's Toppin. I
He's
have to say,
having a good year. I don't want to shit on Randall too much. He's having a good year, but
he's having a good year. He's doing what you want. It's like he doesn't have a lot of help. I mean, Toppin hit a bunch of threes the other night. I mean, last night, which is great. But he played a bunch of minutes in the second quarter. They brought him in the fourth quarter. The game started falling apart, so they took him out. And people were like, "Why didn't you leave him in there?" He doesn't play. His defense sucks, and the Knicks needed defense.
who drafted him again? Which guy? Which
Leon
GM?
Rose. Leon Rose, the guy.
He
the
was
guy
their
in charge
first
right
pick.
now.
He was their
He was
first
their
pick.
first pick. Yeah.
Might have to cut their losses at some point.
Yeah,
He's a
it
fan
was-
favorite. That's a problem. And he makes them a lot of money in jersey sales.
it's not like the Knicks have never traded fan favorites. I mean, David Lee was a
Yes.
fan favorite. Nate Robinson.
Different regime.
I saw Jay.
Porzingis,
You'd appreciate
yeah.
this. I saw a post on Twitter. I was a Wizards fan who was what's the guy's name? Hachimura, who got traded today.
Yeah, Rui,
Oh, he got traded?
yeah, Rui got
Yeah.
traded to the
Ryu-
Lakers for
Ryu, yeah.
3 second rounders and and what's his name? Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn.
Kendrick Nunn.
So the 2029
It's an odd
second
trade.
was the only second that was actually the Lakers. The other two they had acquired. Funny thing is they traded back to the Wizards one of the second rounders they got from the Wizards from the Kuzma trade. So they basically just gave that pick back.
Here, have it back. We didn't
Jay,
like
by
this.
the way, the Wizards have announced they are not going to trade Kuzma, so he's not coming here.
Right.
They are trying to re-sign him. But what I was going to say is there was a Wizard fan lamenting all the shit they've done and how bad they've been.
Yeah.
And one of the things they lamented was not drafting your favorite player, Tyrese Halliburton. I am glad the Knicks are not the only fan base mad about passing on him.
Well, actually, let's talk about the Wizards for a second. Who has had a worse run since we've been alive? Since let's say
Since
90,
the last 20 years.
So let's say since 90, and then we can keep shortening it. The Wizards or the Knicks?
Well, the Wizards didn't exist when we were growing up because they were the
Well,
Bullets.
the Bullets, whatever.
The Bullets
The
were
Washington
also,
basketball team.
the Bull-
I would say immediately a point against them because they had to go from the Bullets to the Harry Potters, so that immediately goes against
That's
them.
true.
if you're starting in 1990, you have to go the Wizards because the Knicks were arguably the second best team in the East in the 90s.
All right, let's start with 2000 when the Knicks started to suck.
Let's start with the 2000, like once the Knicks 2001 or 2002 when the Knicks really fell off.
Yeah, that's fine.
Last 20 years. That's more fair.
Who's been worse?
The
I
Knicks,
don't know.
because didn't the Wizards have like that little run with Arenas and Jameson?
I was just gonna say when
What
was
year
Arenas
was
there?
that?
There was a couple
year?
years. There was a couple years where they.
I know, but what year was that? Like, was that like, I guess, Gilbert Arenas? Let me see.
I thought that
I'm
was.
down.
How
I'm gonna
about
cheat.
since we started the show?
I thought that was early 2000s.
Since 2010 when we started the show, the Wizards may have had a worse run.
Well, they definitely had a worse run drafting.
I mean, they also had Bradley Beal and John Wall, and it like was a disaster.
I mean, other than John Wall, like
03 to 10, he played for Washington. Yeah,
Okay.
they had a couple of decent, but how far did they get in the playoffs? Did they ever make the Eastern Conference Finals?
Oh, come on.
no,
Both
right?
these teams have had very limited success.
That's what I mean. Like, when you think about the Wizards, they were good in the late 70s, right? Or the mid
Yeah.
to late 70s. Even in the 80s, they were doormat. Like when they had Bernard, remember they got Bernard King, and then like I don't know, it was like a weird.
Don't you dare trash Bernard King on our show. Go on.
I'm not.
So
I'm
they,
not. But they got a damaged Bernard King. That's what they had. That's what they
Yeah.
He was good.
since
But
since
damaged.
2005, they made it to the second round 4 times.
Oh, so then they put us to shame actually, because we've only since 2005 we made the second round once.
Yeah, but their bad teams are bad. Like they're just like like I said, they're in witness
How is
protection.
it possible the Wizards have made the second round 4 times and the Knicks have made it once since 2005?
I don't know.
Making the
but-
second round, we might as well throw a goddamn parade. That's how bad we are.
It's 4-1. But their bad is bad though, right? I wonder what's their total wins since. That's kind of the.
If we can we break it down to, is there a category we don't look as bad as them,
drafting, I would say.
or we look better than
Well,
drafting?
They drafted Bradley Beal, right?
They drafted Beal and Wall, but with the 6th pick, they drafted Jan Vesely. The 3rd pick, they drafted Otto Porter.
He was okay for.
He's okay. He's just not a third pick.
Rui
No.
is not really good for a 9th of Avija.
I don't want to turn this into a Wizards podcast, but like I feel like there's fan bases. We bitch a lot as Knicks fans, and we should. But there might be like the Kings. Their existence has been pretty bad.
Their Kings, they have been pretty bad. They have not been good since I guess Bibby was there.
Since
Right.
since
Uh,
the league,
Vlade days.
yeah, since
Yeah.
the league rigged
So-
their playoff series, it was like they went from they should have won a championship to like the worst team in the league for the last 15 years.
Those were some
Yeah.
fun. Those were some fun teams.
I
when
wish
Bibby was there.
they should have beaten the Lakers.
They
It still
should've.
pisses me. I bring it up probably every time I'm on this podcast. 'Cause it bothers
I
me.
mean, they should have.
The
That was
Suns.
that was probably like
too.
other than like a couple Knicks teams, that was probably like my second favorite
Yeah.
team.
Forgetting
Christie.
the doldrums of our past, and the Sacramento Kings of a long
Yeah.
time ago. The Knicks' future kind of does look bright to a certain extent.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, can you really argue with the Knicks? Like just looking at
Where's
it,
their
from where we
number
are.
one? They still don't have a number one.
I can
RJ
argue.
Barrett is not going to be a number one. Julius Randle's not a number one. Where's the
Say-
number one?
Can you state more obvious facts?
But where's the number one coming from?
We don't have a number one.
We tried. We had a shot, and we were afraid of Danny Ainge.
I don't know.
So
They're afraid of getting fleeced because
so-
he fleeces everybody.
So Stephen A. Smith said the other day that the trade was might have happened, but the Knicks went to the Jazz game, which was kind of unprofessional and pissed Danny Ainge off because he felt like they were like recruiting, and so he basically made it
Backed out.
that the Knicks would not get Donovan.
It was
Mitchell.
that. Yeah, that's Stephen A. did say that about the Knicks attending the game, like they were doing a college recruiting
he
tour.
would probably know that. I would believe that.
But
Yeah,
I mean, that
I
might have
would
pissed them
believe that.
off. But probably what pissed them off more was them not the Knicks just not giving enough
Their
enough draft
initial
picks.
offer was Obi, Mitch, Barrett, and a couple picks, which seems like a great.
I feel like the picks he
Offer.
got picks. We got picks and pick swaps. I think that's what he wanted more.
Yeah, but they also offered 2 picks on top of that. I feel
Was
like
it better than the package
Would they
Cleveland
protect? Were they protected picks or the Knicks picks?
one Knicks pick and like 1 or 2 protected.
Yeah, the protected picks aren't worth that much.
No,
And he probably wanted the Knicks picks.
I mean,
It's
at
not-
the
and
time,
he brought
at the time, nobody knew Markkanen was going to be anywhere near as good as he's been playing. I feel like the Knicks.
You were completely right about that, but they also thought Sexton was a pretty good player at the time, and he's not that bad or anything. But like Sexton was
hurt.
still a pretty decent. Sexton and Markston aren't exactly a terrible package. The Knicks are offering Obi, who's yet to do much in the NBA. They're offering Grimes, who's been better since, but like were they offering Grimes?
No, they offered Mitch. They offered RJ, Mitch, and Obi.
And Obi, it's not the most amazing package either.
That's a pretty solid package.
I don't know. I
picks.
mean, I think the picks were the more important part and we weren't going all in.
He
on
always likes picks, right? You look at Danny Ainge's trade history; it's all about picks.
So
like
I-
you're
All about
really
draft capital.
you're really approaching them and going, I want Donovan Mitchell. We'll only give you one of our own picks. We'll give you these protected shitty picks.
Yeah. Now look, I didn't want to give up the house for him, but this team ain't winning without a number one, and that he can be a number one. He is a number one. Let's just be
Well,
real. He's a number
okay.
one.
10 years ago, or less, about 12 or 13 years, 12 years ago, whatever the number is right now.
Don't bring up Carmelo Anthony. Don't.
The last time the Knicks went all in
Oh.
and made a big trade for a guy, 26-year-old, one of the best players in the NBA, it did not go great.
Yeah, but
Maybe we
they could have gotten him for free.
Yeah.
but my point being, is Donovan Mitchell that much better than Melo? Really? I don't know. If he
I
really
hate
is.
Melo. I despise Melo.
Melo's
You're asking the wrong
a
guy.
He's a premier offensive player. Are we really
Yes.
saying we're crowning Donovan Mitchell better than Carmelo?
Too early. Too early to make that judgment call. I'll say.
Okay, it's fair.
Dude had
It's-
71 in a game. Let's not. He's not
Yeah,
chopped liver.
Didn't Melo have like 63 in a game or 61? What do you get?
It's not 71.
Oh wow, off by 10 points. Holy crap!
That's right.
Melo.
Melo. But the thing about Melo is you didn't have to make the trade, and then
Yeah,
they would have
but
been
forget
really
that point, though.
awesome. But they would have been awesome
But fine,
because they would
but
have
it's
gotten him free agent, and they would have had all the other things that they had. That's the
Either
problem
way,
with
it's
that
the
one.
same basic situation. If they would have made the exact same trade now to get you
Yeah.
give a ton of assets, the same thing for a guy around the same age. There's no guarantee when we get the number one guy, everything's gonna fall into place.
When's Mitchell a free agent?
Oh, I think 3 years from now.
That's the difference. We
I mean,
knew
it does-
that's a big
And
difference.
forget that. I mean, it's different as far as making the trade, but either way, it's the same basic result. You trade your house for Carmelo. You're trading your house for Donovan Mitchell. You have more pieces now to go along with Donovan Mitchell.
Well, the Knicks had
But
a
like
number
you would have
one.
had,
No, sorry,
you would have
go ahead.
Donovan. You would have Donovan Mitchell next to Julius Randle and maybe Jalen Brunson if you bring him in.
Or Halliburton if you drafted him.
Well,
So
the Knicks had a number one for, let's say, 20 years, and that got them to 2 NBA finals.
Okay, Martin, you listened to this. Jay, for some reason, did not listen to this. Bill Simmons did a retrospective
I
on
heard it.
all-time insanely guys who could have been Knicks if not for the Knicks' incompetence.
no, I
Jay.
listened to that, but he didn't mention Larry Bird or Scottie Pippen,
Yeah, I mean,
which seems
Was-
like too
I
big.
know
omissions
the
to me.
Larry Bird one. I don't remember what the Sky Pippen one was.
I think they just
Why could he have been a Knick?
they traded the pick that ended up
Senior
to
or
be-
junior? Kidding.
they traded the pick that could have been Scotty.
Well, either way, the Knicks, and I have to go through. You can go back and find it in the audience if you want to go listen to it. But basically, the Knicks could have had Dr. J, and they could have had Kareem. The Knicks are just a history of missing out on amazing players.
So let's pivot a
Or
little bit.
getting them late.
Actually, Kareem's going to play for them next year. He's going to replace Mitchell Robinson.
he wants to
Knows how to fly a goddamn plane.
repass LeBron.
Do you think the Knicks should make a trade for Mo Bamba or someone else while Mitch is out?
No. So I want
Not
to
this year. No.
I want to pivot for a second.
Pivoting.
The
Are
trade
you, when you say pivot, are you going to pivot in front of us for the video?
Travel.
the trade for Rui.
Yes.
It was 3 seconds, and Rui would you say is better or worse than Cam?
Well, yeah.
Better, right?
Without a doubt.
So
Yeah, better.
what do
I would give more for Rui than I would give for Cam. Absolutely. By the way, the Knicks currently are like, Knicks are first like, we're trying to get someone good for Cam. Okay, we'll take 2 second-round picks. We'll take a second-round pick. Please give us anything for him.
that's what I was going to ask. If Rui only got 3 seconds, what do you think Cam is now going for, like 1 second?
Cap room.
Yeah. No, the
Cap room
rumors.
dump.
The rumor. It's not even cap room. He's gonna be a free agent. So the rumor is now it's 1 second they're trying to get. Even though Knicks Twitter says he might be as good as Michael Jordan, no team wants to give up more than 1 second round for him.
I didn't want him in the first place. I understand.
Yeah.
Look, giving up Knox, who cares? Like, honestly, that was garbage for garbage. And I think at the time, we probably have this recorded. I don't remember, but I was like, okay, whatever.
It's a whatever. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, people are mad that it's a first, but it's so protected it will be a second. It will not convert as a first. So we basically traded a second for.
You're lucky you get anything.
Yeah.
On Knicks Twitter, Knicks 100 AGM writes, "Why do we constantly take free throws for granted? And we got to admit how fluid this team always looks without Mitch."
How fluid the team looks without Mitch?
That must be some lingo I don't understand. He must mean how shitty they look without Mitch. That's what he must mean.
Oh, you think that's like street talk?
I don't.
It's Twitter talk. I don't know. I don't understand.
I mean, when I think of fluid, I think like good.
I think the other teams look fluid against the Knicks without Mitch.
Yes.
That I
have to say, when we signed him, I was questioning whether they really needed to sign him and bring him back. He's really proven with him being injured how much they need him.
At least the way they're designed, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was ever questioning his contract, it's worth it.
Yes. On Facebook, Oscar writes, "Can someone please tell Hardenstein that he's allowed to box out and jump? How many games are we winning without Mitch?"
3.
It's going to be a tough road.
So what's the upcoming schedule? Let's take a peek.
We were talking about that before you jumped on. But
sorry.
No.
That's horrible for the listener.
It's okay.
It's really
Martin,
bad. It's really
you
bad.
stop me when you think the Knicks might win a game.
What is this, Mike and the Mad Dog here?
Just do it. Cleveland,
loss.
Boston. Stop. Boston. We don't need a loss. Just tell them when you got to win. Boston, Brooklyn, Lakers.
Well, hold on. Rewind to Brooklyn.
You're going to beat Brooklyn?
Well, it depends if Harden's playing. I mean, not Harden.
Durant's out. You're right.
Durant.
Okay.
No, they had a big win last night, and they cost me money, but fuck them.
Lakers, Miami,
Clippers, hold on. Go back to the Lakers.
I'm just saying the
Go back
schedule
to the
looks hard.
Lakers. I don't know about the Lakers.
No, the Lakers, they should be able to beat the Lakers. Either before our next show, they'll play Cleveland, Boston, and Brooklyn. It could be ugly.
I'll say this about the Lakers, right? They're not as bad as they were, but they're not like invincible. Cleveland's a loss. Boston's going to be a loss if they play. Granted, if there's no load management, right? That's the other thing about gambling, by the way. Load management fucks that up real good.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, it depends if Durant plays. I don't.
Can you post? I took a load in the face. Thank you, load management.
Miami's gonna kill them. I don't know, but the Clippers have been weird lately. They've been shitty.
They that experiment with remember when everyone was like, "Wow, they got Kawhi and Paul George. They won it all."
They don't play.
4 years in, that's not worked out.
February 7th might be like the Super Bowl. They're playing Orlando. That might be like.
Rob writes, with Atlanta looking like it's an awkward fit with Murray and Trey, if they were to blow it up, would you be interested in either guard, and what would the offer look like?
Thank you, Rob. I like Trey as an enemy. That's so much more fun with him as an enemy.
Well, plus,
Martin, Rob is the fan that we met.
I'm not knocking him.
No. I was just saying. I was just pointing it out to you. That was the guy we met.
I'm not knocking any writers.
So, one, I agree with Martin. Trey is better as an enemy, but also Trey brings a lot of problems that the Knicks already have trouble with. Lack of defense. Shooting. And Murray, I wanted Murray to begin with. So
Trey, it would be awesome to get another guy who would chuck the ball a lot. Though he's an amazing passer, but
he's a really good passer. But
can we get Luka instead?
I would rather Murray.
Oh,
I mean,
Atlanta wishes they can get Luka instead.
Yep.
I would take Jonathan Murray. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
I agree.
You think Atlanta like they're not gonna blow it up anytime soon. Even though they're kind of mediocre this year, they're gonna kind of roll with this.
They
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
better.
Yeah,
I could see them making a deal.
on paper they look better. I mean, I would trade pretty much anybody on the roster for Murray.
I would trade multiple firsts for him. He'd be a great addition to the team.
Take RJ, Obi, and like 2 firsts and like all the protecteds.
On Instagram, Jason Lives 81 writes, Cam already, WTF. What do you guys think?
Cam,
what?
there must
Cam,
be,
what the fuck? Basically, he's upset. Cam's not playing. As if Cam was out there, his lack of defense.
I was
and
upset when he wasn't
offense.
playing when he was with Duke.
So
The guy wasn't good in Duke. He wasn't good in Atlanta. He's not good with the Knicks. He's not going to be good at he's going to. I'm just excited for him to get traded for another team. So the Laker fans or the Rocket fans or whoever else can point out that he should be playing and he's really good, except for when he's on the court.
He's a roster spot.
So guys,
and
wait.
And Knickerbocker Ave
can't
asked,
even. I can
I'd
never
like to come
stop Marc.
on again. Jay, come on. Were you running the show, Jay? Knickerbocker Ave says, I'd like to come on again. We'd love to have you on. Let us know when you want to come on. Happy to have you back on. Okay, Jay, go.
4 NFL teams, 2 conference championship games, and only a few more shots to win big on the playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Counting down to Super Bowl 57, new customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Not a new customer? You can feel the conference championship thrills with stepped-up game parlays. Take your shot at an even bigger NFL payout and boost your winnings. With each leg, you add up to 100%. So Martin is a degenerate gambler and was gambling play by play at the Knicks game we were at, and
When the Wizards hit the shot, you cringed. You're like, you may want to keep that down.
He was betting on every any live bet you can make. He was making.
And yeah, you want to.
I was on a good run. I was on a decent run.
So
But,
download the DraftKings.
I'm actually checking my DraftKings right now.
Nice.
I mean, it's kind of cool that you could bet on like who's going to make them after a break in the action. You can bet on who's going to make the next shot. That's kind of a pretty
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty.
Yeah,
fun
that's what
bet,
Martin did.
actually.
He bet on the Wizards were going to score next, and he won $5. Like,
And I screamed
Every
out,
time.
yes.
Yeah.
And then I go throughout the section.
Well, he said they were going to score next. Then they missed their shot. The Knicks got the ball. We're like, haha, Martin. And then the Knicks missed the ball. The Wizards got the rebound. And they went to score. And we were like, oh, God damn it, Martin.
so download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code NYKP. New customers can bet $5 on the conference championships and get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code NYKP. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Did you know that the Knicks are interested in Grayson Allen?
Yes.
Ugh.
So the rumor is it might be Cam for Grayson Allen.
Why would the Bucks do that?
Are they confused by Duke players all of a sudden?
I think it's because they are over the cap, and if they trade Grayson Allen, they save something like $10 million.
Do they not want to deal with his like cheap shit play that he does? Like, are
Punching
they
guys
tired
in
of it?
punching guys in the balls, and like
He is the dirtiest player in the league.
yeah, he
By
really
He is, but
really is.
he's also one of their better bench players. And I thought
He can
they're
hit
trying to win a
threes.
title.
Maybe they
For
think they can win a
Cam?
title without him, or maybe they're like, oh, Cam is so good, and the Knicks have buried him on the bench. And
You
so-
mean Cam Newton, right?
I assume that the Bucks GM has just been reading Nick's Twitter, being like, "Oh my God, we could get Cam. This will be amazing."
And
Did you
so
know Cam was a 5-time MVP according to Nick's Twitter?
I think if they
What-
move Cam and Ibaka, then they save like $14 million. So there's incentive for an owner to do that.
I mean, I get the Ibaka thing. I guess if they, I guess he'd be a nice fill-in for Mitch. Grayson Allen, I'd be very happy to do that trade in a heartbeat. I don't think there's a shot.
So unrootable. Oh,
Whatever.
I know. I don't like him
he's
at
actually-
all, but he'd be the Knicks' best shooter.
He's a good shooter. The Knicks don't
He
have what
is.
they call good shooters.
yeah,
It'd
he
be
could-
amazing.
He does shoot fists to the nuts really well.
There
He's
is
good.
no chance this trade is happening. The Knicks were just like, "Hey, can we get Grayson Allen?" And the Bucks were like, "No." And then the report is like, "Oh, Knicks are interested in Grayson Allen. Might happen." They talked about it. I mean, the Bucks said no, but
Honestly, I hope they hit the lotto. You know what? It's not going to happen, but at least get a ping pong ball in there from Wembanyama, or how you pronounce his name. Just do it.
Yeah.
that would be. Can you imagine actually? If
Because
like,
what's the playing going to do? Ooh, they make the play-in.
No,
We're gonna put a batter up for winning the play-in.
Would our fan base lose their mind? Like, I mean, in a very good way. If like somehow we just missed the play in, and then we get Wembanyama, like New York before he played a game, New York would like throw parades.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's about time we get a draft lottery fixed in our favor. It's only been 28 years.
I mean, the Knicks' schedule looks like they could fall out of the playoffs.
Right,
Like, it
38
looks
years.
that bad, especially with Mitch out.
So the Knicks
Do
have
you
the
think-
fourth easiest schedule the first half of the season, and they have the second hardest for the second half of the season.
The
Yeah,
last
that makes
time,
sense.
the last time the Knicks had a terrible schedule coming up in the second half was 2 years ago, and they crushed it with Derrick Rose.
Mhm.
Should the
Who?
Knicks put? Should the Knicks play Derrick Rose again?
They still have him?
Yes,
No, I'm kidding.
I know.
Talk about a guy who probably should, unless if he's hurt and we don't know it. I mean, he is a Tibbs guy. Like, was he just learning how to coach?
I think Tibbs was trying to play the young players, and I also think he just is seeing that Derrick
Trying to
Rose.
see what they have. Yeah.
I guess so. Do you think so? Speaking of what they have, and I mentioned Obi earlier, but do you think Obi will get some with Mitch out? Do you see a lot? Do you expect to see a Randall Obi combo?
I don't think Tibbs likes Obi.
You
I
don't
don't-
think so?
I don't think Tibbs likes the Randall Obi combo. I think he thinks you need a really big center to clog up the paint, and he's hoping Sims can be that guy. Which is weird because when Mitch is healthy, Sims doesn't even play, but when Mitch is out, he leapfrogs Hart into the starting lineup. It's
You know what? I have
usually
to say,
everybody
though-
moves up one spot. It's weird.
I don't know the on-off statistics or whatever. I don't know what they are, and maybe they support playing the two of those guys together. But when I've watched watched Obi and Randall out there, my thought always has been, where's the advantage?
Mm-hmm.
I watched them together, and at no point I'm like, wow, this offense looks really good because they're playing together.
I feel like people think it's going to be like a Warriors like death lineup where they go super small and they can outrun everybody, but in reality, it's just you're really bad on defense.
And Obi, you're like, wow, like, this lineup looks so much better than that Obi standing in the corner.
Yeah,
It's amazing. I mean, like, with him in the corner, God, no one could stop us.
yeah.
So
Bad.
Obi, not the last game, but the game before, I think it was the game before, he drove to the basket twice.
Mhm.
Do you think he's going to be aggressive going forward? He didn't drive to the basket once last game.
But he hit
I
three.
don't know why he doesn't.
I don't know why he doesn't. I don't know why he's not more aggressive. People online, they're like,
Is he
oh,
explosive?
Tibbs glues him in the corner. I'm like, I don't know. No one else seems glued in the corner besides him. I think it's Obi's own idea.
Well,
Yeah.
when you watch him warm up, all he likes to do is shoot threes. Like, how about we like practice some other moves and
I
stuff?
thought his big thing was dunking. He should be driving to the basket all the time.
I feel the same
He
way
should be
about
cutting
RJ.
all the time.
RJ is like, it seems like he scores at will when he drives to the basket, but then he gets in this mode sometimes where he just tries to shoot
Gets
threes,
three
and
happy.
he's not a good 3-point shooter. But like he scores at will when he drives. So
He's also
doing
been now because he used to just drive blindly into traffic, which he still does. But sometimes he'll pull up and do a little like kind of quick turnaround, like
Yeah,
lob,
create space. Yeah.
and the lob goes in over and over again. He's actually over the last, I think it was, I saw his over the last 25 games, his numbers look great.
yeah,
He's shooting like something like 47% from the field, 37%.
remember, he was hurt.
He was hurt for a while. I mean, it's annoying that every year you have to be like, well, I mean, his season stats don't look good, but over the last X number of games, they don't look that bad.
Yeah.
you just have to ignore the first 25% of the season.
It'd be great if he just did it for the whole goddamn season, of course.
Maybe put him in the G League for the first. No, I'm kidding.
It's
Can't do
the
that
whole.
to him. I actually like him.
You know, he's when he at the Wizards game. I was like, why aren't the Knicks just giving it to RJ on every play and having him
He
drive
was
to the
the
basket?
consistent.
They
Well,
could
him
not
and Brunson.
stop him.
Him and Brunson were consistently scoring. Brunson's
So-
been turning the ball over a little bit more lately, I've noticed.
He has been. Oh, so here's RJ for the last 25 games: 22 points, almost 6 rebounds, almost 3 assists, 46.3% from the field, 38.7% from three, 57% true shooting percentage. Those numbers are awesome.
That's
Do
very
that
good.
over the
Can't complain
season.
about that.
I mean, he doesn't. I've noticed he doesn't play defense anymore, though, or his defense sucks.
It's like you get one or the other. You get defense, no offense, or offense, no defense.
So if you remember when the Knicks were hot, Brunson would have like 1 or 2 turnovers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So let's the last couple of games: 3-3, 1-4, 1-1-1, 3-5, 4-2. Like there's some crooked numbers in there where it used to be. Look, 1 is really good. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
anything in the 3s or more, that's usually a bad sign for him. And he's great. Like I'm not bitching about him, but I think he's trying to do so much because no one else can do anything.
Yeah. So before the last 2 games, the Knicks have gotten a normal number of assists. Before that, there was suddenly people were talking about they're like Brunson. He doesn't pass the ball enough. He's not
He
a
had
good
9
point
against
guard.
Atlanta.
He did. The last 2 games, he's been totally fine.
Yeah.
But like, he had like that game, I think 4 against the
Detroit.
was it against Detroit?
January 15th, he had 4.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
So Toronto 5, Atlanta 9, Washington, the game we went to, 4.
Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of.
Toronto 2, Detroit 4, and then Washington, the game that they killed them or won, 8.
So the Knicks assist numbers are down every month, and he got 4 assists that game. People were like, "What the hell's going on with Brunson?" I have to say, it's a bit of what you just said. He's trying to do everything because the team
They should have
sucks.
implied. They should have implied assists. Like I know in like hockey, they say like good scoring chances. How many times has he set people up and they just fuck up an easy shot?
Yeah, he has like the worst supporting shooting cast. Like statistically, they're the worst shooting team.
You know?
It's really like the Knicks are really low. Like they're like whatever he said, 24th, 25th in shooting, and their best shooter is the guy that's supposed to pass the ball to them.
Maybe
Right.
I should just bet on Brunson every game because that one game where he got 9 assists, I bet the under at 7.5. So maybe I should just do that every game.
It's hard to get. I saw someone make a point like it's hard to get assists when first of all you got to take 15 shots yourself because no one does shit. Then you have 2 guys who are kind of ISO scorers and RJ and Randall who are taking 15 to 20 shots a game also. And then the fact that no one on your team can fucking make a shot.
You know, when the season first started, we were saying we expected Brunson to average 8 assists a game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's what is he 6.5?
No, there's no way he's 6.5.
You don't think Brunson? Let's
No,
6.3.
Really?
6.3. Yeah.
It feels like it's way less.
Do you think? I think he should get an assist.
I think
And
he's
we-
averaging more points than I thought he would average.
I think when he drives to the basket and he gets an easy layup, they should just give him an assist for not passing the ball. They should be like, he gets the assist because he knows the rest of the Knicks couldn't have made that shot.
You should call it F assist, fake assist.
Good.
But no,
his-
he's. I mean, having a points wise,
you have
I
his
didn't
numbers
expect
up.
as much. Yeah, so
What's his-
22.5,
Awesome.
3.5 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 47% from the field, 40% from 3.
40% from 3. Look at his numbers. What was last year's from 3?
You see now,
30,
Do you not? Okay.
I think it was.
Sorry.
I think it was 34.
30.
He,
So it was 37 last year with
Oh,
Dallas,
okay.
40
Oh.
before that, 35, then 34 in his rookie year.
I thought he
three.
wasn't.
From 3.
Okay, I thought he was considered a worse 3-point shooter. Like they said coming in, the one thing skill he did not have was like being a good 3-point shooter.
No, and his average, like he's averaging 22.5. His best year was the last year with Dallas at 16.3. That's a big jump.
How many threes was he shooting last year?
How many threes was he shooting?
With how many
On
attempts?
average, well, let's just say we'll do the average. That's what I have in front of me, right?
Yeah.
So it was 3.2 a game. Now it's 4.4.
Oh, okay. It's not even a huge jump. Either way, he's shooting great.
He's getting 3 more minutes. 2 minutes and change a game more than he was in Dallas.
I mean, okay, so here are the big issues with the Knicks. Obviously shooting. Obviously, shooting and Mitch being out are big issues. The biggest issue of all is the bench sucks. It's a terrible bench.
Remember, beginning of the season, we're like, they're 3 deep in every position. This is the deepest team we've had in decades.
I mean, it's the opposite of last year.
Well,
Last
that
year,
might
like
be
the,
true.
the
Yeah,
bench is
that
awesome
second
and the
part's
starters
true.
suck. It's not that the starters are awesome, but like the starters are so much better than the bench. And once you minus IQ from the bench is a complete disaster.
Yeah, people are getting on Tibbs for playing the starters too much. Look what happens when the bench goes in.
Like, yeah, if you were told you had to coach the Knicks and you had to win games, you'd be like, I'm gonna spread out the minutes. I mean, I'm the minutes. Okay, everyone, you guys, 5 guys are playing 48 minutes tonight. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I have to win this game.
It's just a big downgrade. I mean, as you know, Obi's very likable, but he's not as good as Randall in any facet of the game except maybe fast breaks.
Yeah, I mean, he gets on fast, and also, I find now for every fast break where they throw it out an outlet, they throw it at Obi and he gets a dunk.
Mm-hmm.
There's at least one or two where the other team's looking for it and it leads to a turnover.
Mm-hmm. Well, that and he's worse on defense by a pretty good margin at this point.
Hey, Jalen Brunson. I know IQ's out, so your backup is a quadruple A player. See how that goes.
Right.
Maybe we'll put in Rick Brunson.
Might as well at this point.
He's on the bench.
I mean, we have our center backup. Can you, by the way, how great would it be if we still had Taj?
I mean,
he'd be a serviceable backup.
Then all we would hear is, "Oh my God, he's playing the vets," or "We got Sims."
You know how old Taj Gibson is? He's 206.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that young.
He's 1 year younger than Haslam.
If you want to win games, would you rather have Taj or Sims out there?
I would rather Taj, but
No. Would I rather lima beans or liver? I don't know.
I feel like I feel like the Knicks need to make progress, and if your backup center is like 36, is he 30? I'm just making that number up, but I think it's close. I don't think that gets you anywhere. Like, what does that do?
Well, what if I told you Taj is going to play for the next 12 years?
Like,
So
what
he's
are
got
they
plenty
going
of
to go
time.
from like
Is he Tom Brady
No,
of basketball? Except without the talent.
the 9th to the 8th seed without Taj Gibson?
No, I totally agree with playing Sims. I totally agree with playing Hart. I want to play the young guys. It's unfortunate the Knicks look so good for a while, and now they're about to fall off a cliff. It's frustrating.
I
Martin,
was
you
sorry,
asked-
I was wrong. Taj Gibbs is 37, and he'll be 38 by the end of the season.
Has Haslam played a minute this year, by the way, or is he just still on the bench not playing a minute?
Yeah, no, he's played. He plays.
They play him. Okay.
He plays at least 3 games a season. He has played 5 games this season, and he has started 1.
How many
He
minutes?
started?
He started
Let's
1
see.
game. He's averaging 7 minutes a game
Wow, that's higher than I would have guessed.
and 0.6 points per game.
How old is Haslam? He's 42?
42.
You know you're old when I played with you on PlayStation 2.
He hasn't played more than
Say.
16 games in a season since 2016, 7 years ago.
He's a
Can you
player
imagine-
coach. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Really.
Can you imagine him negotiating his deal? No, I think I should get more next year. Okay, Haslam. Come on. We're just giving you a roster spot. Just take what we're offering.
His stat line, like if we got his basketball card, it'd be like a 1-point font because it couldn't fit all the.
Would
Yeah,
you be upset
exactly.
if
I
the Knicks
remember
trade
those.
Cam for him?
No,
Haslam's our backup.
Pat Riley would never do that.
No, apparently, like Haslam is this amazing bench guy. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure he's a coach.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm positive you're right about that. So the Knicks, you're right. We don't have a number 1. Martin, how do we take the next step? How do we get better? What do we do?
How to get better?
So
Get
that-
worse.
so
You got to get worse to get better. That's what
Mitchell
I-
is gone. The Knicks are on they have their schedule looks like they're going to get pretty bad. They may be pretty bad very soon, but like they're not going to have a high draft pick this year unless they get lucky in the lottery. So how do we get good?
It's the same answer as the last 20 years. Go
Do the same-
Warriors.
No,
Sorry.
I feel like the only thing the Knicks can do, they have at least 2 first-round picks, is just keep trying to draft players.
And
stop being
hope to
too
get
draft-
lucky like the Spurs or these other
or
teams
the
that got a
Jazz when they
draft.
drafted Donovan Mitchell with like the 12th
Or
pick.
yeah, the Warriors when they drafted Steph Curry.
Or Denver when they drafted the best player in the NBA with the 41st pick in the NBA in the draft.
He might win an MVP again, by the way.
Might.
Although he didn't play last night and cost me money.
You might want to check who's playing before you make your bets.
Sometimes they don't announce
I
till,
s-
like right before the game.
That, and I thought they actually should have beaten Oklahoma City. They choked at the end. Never mind that.
Well,
Bastards.
Martin, who's going to be the next star to ask for a trade?
The next star?
Yeah, I mean, who's the guy
probably
that we're going to
Trey.
dream about? Who are we going to dream about? Trey. We're not
Oh.
dreaming about Trey. No one wants Trey.
Luka. He's got like no help in Dallas.
There was a rumor like last year that he was getting a little annoyed, right?
Yeah, maybe he's like
Can,
Brunson. I can't quit you.
can the Knicks, if the Knicks are trading for Luka, can they include in part in that draft owner a 10% stake in the Knicks? Like that's the only way I think you can get it
Can
done.
we
is
trade?
giving them-
Can we trade owner for owner?
No, yeah, like anybody would trade for our owner.
We'll trade Mark Cuban for Jim Dolan. Straight up. Steal.
Do you think if we throw in Cam
and
we
the
can get rid
MSG
of-
sphere.
if we throw in Cam, can we get rid of Dolan? Like, can we attach him to
Like
Dolan?
attach him. No,
Yeah.
I'll even trade the fancy MSG sphere in Vegas for their shitty Dallas arena. Sure. We'll just do it. Let's make a wacky trade and let's get real ownership in here.
What star player trade or quote unquote star player trade scares you the most besides Trey? And this is the Knicks are going in. The Knicks are going to trade
Does Porzingis count?
at least 3 firsts for this player. You have to pick a player the Knicks will trade at least 3 firsts for and go like a huge package, and it'll be a terrible move.
Zach LaVine.
Ooh.
I'm going to say Bradley Beal.
Those are both viable disasters. Yes.
The Bulls are actually interesting trading partners because they're in the same shitty position we're in, right?
Yeah.
Well,
without the future draft picks.
LaVine could
They
walk.
traded all their draft picks to get Vucevic and DeRozan and they signed DeRozan, but
LaVine could walk, and Beal makes $50 million a year. So
I think getting Beal would be
Beal would be
terrible
bad.
move.
I
But
like Levine. I like Levine, honestly.
I could also see the Knicks going all in, somehow convincing the Trailblazers to trade Dame, and finding out that Dame was done his last game for the Trailblazers.
He will never leave Portland,
Yeah.
unless if he's like 40 or something and whatever. But I think he's there for the long. I think he likes it there. He's comfortable there. He wants to win there.
They're
I think
paying him a ton of money.
Towns.
Yeah, I mean, getting rid of McCollum was probably not the best move, but
Towns.
I mean, Anthony Simons is pretty good.
They're like, you traded our entire future for Gobert, and we're below 500.
ooh,
Towns. He wants out.
Towns would be terrible.
Yeah.
Towns is a very good player.
he was,
I don't
he was
want
good
him.
on Wheel of Fortune. He played Wheel of Fortune.
Was Towns on Wheel of Fortune?
He was on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, no shit.
Just random fun fact, but actually, that Minnesota team, what a bad trade, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you can look at it from their standpoint. We need defense. It's the only thing holding us back is defense. Gobert's one of the best defensive players in the NBA.
It was
And
still a
Towns
ridiculous
can't seem to play
haul.
center. We need someone else next to him.
It was an absolute ridiculous haul, though.
They
That was
did
ridiculous.
give up too much. No one disagreed with that they gave up too much.
You know, Ainge was like trying not to like spit out his coffee when they made that offer. Like,
Would you trade? Hang on. Would you trade the Knicks roster, the Knicks situation, for the Timberwolves situation?
Yeah, I think there's more tradable assets on their team.
I mean, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I mean, like Anthony Edwards is still like he should be a number one.
They were on their way to being a decent Western Conference team, and then they made a bad move. They're one bad move. Well, then we have to deal with A-Rod, though.
They
Yeah.
thought they were closer than they were, and they were like, let's move this forward and make a big
Yeah.
trade. And the big trade, that wasn't the right big trade to make.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't even trade owners. I almost think I like Dolan better than A-Rod.
Wow. I guess you won't be on the show again.
I hate A-Rod. There may not be a human I don't like more than A-Rod. There might be.
If Martin was like, I mean, I guess I like Vladimir Putin better than Dolan. Oh no, the other way around. I guess I like if you were offering trade.
Wow, you're comparing Dolan to Putin. That's all, just end it there.
No, it's just in the world of Knicks fans, they would
so we're NY Knicks podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Russia ended it.
Patreon, nyknickspodcast@gmail.com. Our comedy show is The Brink of Sanity. Subscribe to our
China.
newsletter, which is coming out in about a month and a half. thebrinkofsanity.substack.com.
To be clear, I don't think Vladimir Putin it produces as much good music.
Is Marbury still playing in China?
No. He has
You know,
a
you can
statue.
look up you can look up his numbers in China. Like you can find the
Insane.
stats.
Insane. He's like the Beatles. I just want to keep talking over it. Talk.
Yeah, screw it. Yeah. Would you
Tradition,
rather have
tradition,
Stephon Marbury or Jalen Brunson? I'm thinking Brunson.
I don't know. Those sneakers are cheap.
Those are a pretty good deal. Those sneakers.
Stephen Barry's. Remember that store?
Yeah. Do we go right into Brink?
All right, welcome to episode 398 of The Brink of Sanity.
Oh, Are we doing back to back?
No.
I'm ready to
because
go.
you brought
Let's
up
do this.
because you brought up Russia.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's a Russia podcast, but no, it's just,
Anymore.
No political stuff.
just rambling and no structure. I figured it was fitting.
That
gonna
was,
stop.
our, that's
That
been
was
our
a good
format. The
one.
last few
That was a
weeks,
good
our
one.
format's been no structure whatsoever.
And Jay just cuts it when he's.
I mean, the
enough.
entire show has been like that. Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel when my son's like tired and he just keeps going in circles. Just be like, "Zzz." I'm done with you. God, I'm tired. I still have to do work.
Why are you? Yeah, Jay said are you at the office or at home?
I'm at home, but usually for a financial forecast you get like a week or two, usually two or more. I got 3 days, and I'm off.
Why no time?
Our new financial person is a douche and doesn't know how to manage his way out of a paper bag. He's one of those people who asks 4 people for the same thing and see who gets him first and see if the answers are different. You ever have that kind of boss?
It's gonna be awkward when you find out he's our special guest.
Good. No problem. Because I tell it to him his face. Fuck him. Sorry.
How
What are
are
you
the
doing? Oh, okay.
Anthony said this has been the best, worst episode ever.
The best worst episode ever? Awesome.
What does that even mean?
I don't know if he means he liked it or not. Anthony, did you like it or not?
I have no idea if you liked it or not.
Oh, you can still hear?
Yeah, I forgot to turn the live room off, so
Anthony, did you like it? Just give us a out of 10, with 10 being I don't fucking know.
More is better.
yeah. I don't know why, Mark, you like to do like ratings backwards, but 10 is the best. And
Yeah, 10 was the best. I was trying to think of like 1 would be like a Knicks trading their first round draft pick for nothing, and 10 would being something good, but I couldn't think of what the good thing would be.
he said it was awesome.
Oh,
All right.
cool. Well,
That's only
Anthony,
because you're talking to him, but let's see what he says when we're offline. No, I'm just
did he say awesome in quotes?
kidding. Air quotes.
No, he said it was awesome.
awesome.
There was just very few Knicks topics. Well, we're getting sick.
I don't know. I thought we weaved in and out.
I thought it was fine. Morton, you want to join us for Brink sometime soon?
Sure. When's that?
I
The
don't
only
know.
thing is, hopefully this construction's over soon. Oh,
What are you doing?
basement.
He's redoing his
Oh,
basement, so now he's got to like sneak into the bedroom.
I'm actually
Wow.
in the dining room. I stayed here because I was working. So
What'd you guys do to your basement?
So it was finished and all, but it was very dark and our couch is kind of getting shitty. So we're gonna do floating floor, new ceiling, hi-hats, move the TV to the other side, and then we're gonna get a new couch, and we're adding a bathroom,
Oh, it's a lot of stuff.
a third bathroom, which is
So we
really
we,
expensive
we
part.
had we had a floating floor. The only issue was that we had like a flood down here, and
Ew.
the float. If you have a floating floor, you have to tear it up and throw it away.
yeah. I agree. There are different levels of it, though, right? There's different grades.
I don't know. We probably had a pretty shitty floating floor. We when we moved in, so we put down a
Pergo.
tile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were like the pitch on this was like when next time you have a flood, which you probably will, you
It's
just
fine.
dry it out. Yeah, you're not.
Yeah, it's
there's no
ceramic,
mold.
right?
Yeah, it's ceramic. So there's not gonna be mold.
Yeah,
Ah.
I mean, we're gonna get right now. So what we had was asbestos tiles, like
Oh.
50s, 60s asbestos tile. Then we went over it with carpet, which is fine. But the former cat, picked it apart. They do that, and so it got shitty. And so we're gonna go floating floor, see how it goes.
So when they ripped up the floating floor, they're like, "There's this asbestos tile down. We think it's asbestos tile. If you go and check it out and prove it is, we have to get the whole thing taken out and like a whole big process, or we can just assume it's not and just put everything over it."
Yeah, you just go over it.
And
They're-
I'm
they're-
like, yeah,
Okay.
they're like, if the asbestos tile doesn't break, it's fine. And
Yes.
we're like, okay, we're not going to spend the extra 10 grand to find out if this is an asbestos tile or not.
There's like 1 or 2 tiles that kind of got a little weird, but It's not worth. You know how much it is to get asbestos removed. It's expensive.
Yeah,
An
that's what they
abatement.
said. Yeah,
It's
they
horrible.
they would have been like another 10 grand. We were like, that's
Nope.
cool. We're gonna go over. They're like, if you go over it, it'll be fine. Like it's not a
Yeah,
big
that's
deal.
what we're doing. We don't care. Go over it. It's fine. Then we'll have tile in the bathroom. But it started last Wednesday. It's gonna. We were told 3 weeks. It's just.
It's annoying. Yeah. We're close to 2 months in on our bathroom and
Wow.
closet
Why
project.
so long?
I mean, we fully gutted two of the bathrooms. The third one's like mostly a gut.
Oh, three bath. Oh, so it's what is
yeah,
it,
like 2.5
3 to 4 weeks.
half.
Is it 3 to 4 weeks of bathroom?
We're almost done. Two of the
Should
bathrooms
I
are
stop the
almost
live
completely
room?
done.
Like, should I stop the live room?
Yeah, Jay.
Okay.
Did anyone in the live room want to hear about my bathroom project?
I just took a shit. Just kidding.
All right, I'm definitely stopping the live room.
And then we also expanded our closets, and then I don't know. It's gonna take like probably another week or so, and we'll be done.
That's
It was a big
good.
project. Yeah, I mean the bathrooms
It's,
look a lot nicer. It's just
Living in this order, living without a kitchen was the worst. Living without bathrooms was the second worst, and everything else is fine.
yeah, the
Could do
bathroom
that.
thing was annoying. My sister-in-law is doing a huge project in their house, and they're gonna be without their kitchen for like 3 months.
We were without our kitchen for 5.
That's fucking
It was
terrible.
Horrible. Now,
Is
who knew
your
COVID
new-
was coming?
Is your new kitchen awesome?
It is. I mean, it is the best thing we ever did in retrospect, but those 5 months were awful.
Where did you guys eat out every meal, or do you have like a refrigerator downstairs? And
Well, we do have a second kitchen downstairs, but it doesn't have an oven.
yeah,
So, but we had a fridge and all that stuff. So that we did a lot of like crock pot, a lot of, things like that. But ramen.
my
Big
sister-in-law,
ramen guy.
they're eating all the meals in the basement. And they have a refrigerator down there, but they don't have a huge cooking thing downstairs.
Right, that's the thing. That was
Yeah.
the big having a fridge was good, but not having a functioning stove was bad, especially my wife likes to cook.
By the way, Jay hasn't talked because he's on edge. He's like, oh my god, tell me more. This sounds great.
Jay doesn't have to do any work in his place.